I'm Holly, filling in for Howie. If you'd like to exercise your First Amendment rights, use our toll-free number for the Howie Carr Show, 844-500-4242. And as I've been saying since the beginning of the show, I am just absolutely outraged with this impeachment. Just for the Democrats, they've gone too far. They've jumped the shark with this one, and we've got to fight back. We've got to fight back. Right now, this guy, I love to get his emails. I love to see what he's doing. He is somebody that is always trying to drain the swamp, always trying to expose the Democrats. And I've got to just go to Tom Fitton from Judicial Watch. Good afternoon, Tom. Thanks for joining us.
Holly, good to be with you. Thanks for having me.
Thanks for being on. Hey, I saw on Friday that you have filed another request, a Freedom of Information Act, for records regarding the firing of the Ukraine prosecutor and for the Joe Biden information. Can you tell us where's that at, and do you think you're going to get information on this?
We will get information. The question is when and why it is the State Department withheld this information since at least May when we began asking for it. We know that Biden was over there. He admitted that he was talking about having this guy fired with the approval of President Obama. You can bet the State Department was in on it. So there are documents, and we want to know what went on. And so while everyone pretends that the scandal is the president wanting corruption investigated both here and abroad, we're actually doing the investigations here that neither the Justice Department seems to be doing, that Congress is uninterested in doing, and obviously the media wants to avoid.
Well, the Justice Department, they've got a lot of investigations going on right now. Especially on the FISA warrants and stuff. But you're saying, you're requesting information from the State Department. Trump's in charge of the State Department. Is it that much deep state that we still can't get the information out of them on this stuff?
Oh, yes. Holly, we were in court not 3 weeks ago, and there were Justice Department lawyers arguing on behalf of the State Department that Hillary Clinton and everyone else in the State Department and Justice Department should not have to answer one more question on her emails or Benghazi. They were defending the indefensible in terms of Hillary Clinton's email misconduct. So it's no surprise to me that when we face objections from the State Department on getting information about Biden, Ukraine, they've been fighting us on the Spygate targeting and the illegal unmaskings. It's a black hole. The deep state hates transparency. They hate the accountability. And it's only when we go to federal court are we able to get any action.
Are these all protected positions at the State Department? That's why Trump can't let them go? Or has he not cleaned house as much as he should have?
Oh, I think what happens is the appointees come in and they're told this is how we respond to Freedom of Information Act requests. And if you do anything differently, you're doing something wrong. And my view is he needs to go on a transparency tear and release everything there is to be released about the illegal targeting of him by the Obama administration and the continued abuses even during his own administration. Look, the Democrats are pursuing this impeachment, Holly, pursuing this, again, new false smear against the president because they fear the criminal aspects of what Mr. Biden was involved in, what Hillary Clinton was involved in, the illegal spying on him. It's all a distraction to keep themselves from facing any criminal prosecutions by freezing the Justice Department's ability to investigate them. How is it if you're a Democrat, you must be thinking this is great. Now, anytime if there's any move against Joe Biden and the Justice Department, he's protected because it will be impossible for them to do it because it will all be used to suggest any activity will be turned into, oh, you're just targeting the president's political opponents as opposed to enforcing the rule of law. Democrats think they're immune from scrutiny when they run for public office.
Well, it turns out, Tom, that seems to be what's happening. I mean, look at Hillary Clinton. Is she running out the statute of limitations on her email scandal?
Well, it doesn't run till 2021 on certain aspects of it.
Oh, well,
and,
that's good
we
because I've
already-
been, because she's been out of the State Department for quite some time now, and I was fearful that, she's just running the clock out on this.
Well, and she just filed last week in opposition to our request to question her under oath on these email issues, and the court may actually bring her in. I don't know how the court's ultimately going to decide, but already we have additional witnesses coming in to testify about this. The Clinton email scandal is heating up and is far from over.
Well, Tom, you are making my day when I hear that because, look, when Clinton lost the election, I thought, well, it's time for Trump to govern, move on, get past all this stuff and just govern the country. And you've seen that they won't let him govern. So now we've got to demand the accountability and hold Democrats accountable for what they've been doing. And they've been breaking the law and the Republicans have been behaving themselves. And yet we're facing this mountain of the impeachment and the Mueller investigation, every investigation that they could possibly imagine. And yet Hillary Clinton still walks around.
No, and we know the investigation of her was terribly corrupt. And the Justice Department, think about this, the Justice Department was frozen from investigating her because of the Mueller special counsel operation. And I want to know why the Justice Department is still defending her, and will they actually reopen the criminal investigation because there's more than enough evidence to do so.
Now, do you believe that we can get some prosecution of Hunter Biden and Joe Biden for what they have done? I mean, they were using the office of the vice president to fatten the wallets of Hunter Biden.
Well, at this point, I'd be happy for an investigation. Remember, I think one of the unreported or underreported scandals we've now known more about recently is the FBI has refused repeated offers of evidence about this issue. And the FBI, which protected Hillary, targeted Trump, and lo and behold, was also trying to protect Biden by ignoring these issues. So we need investigators beyond Judicial Watch. And this is why Judicial Watch is important, because we're going to do it no matter what the Justice Department does. And we're going to get the information out.
Well,
on behalf of the American people.
I'm so thankful for what you guys do. Also, on Friday, you put out that there's new information about that the acting director, FBI director Andrew McCabe, detailing how the Deputy Attorney General Rod Rosenstein proposed to wearing a wire into the Oval Office. This is outrageous.
Isn't that incredible? And
why isn't it on every news channel?
Well, isn't it interesting? Because Ukraine's story, seemingly based on non-crimes and non-scandals, is more important for our corrupt news organizations than information about the two top Justice Department and FBI officials talking about an illegal spy operation on the President of the United States in the Oval Office. And also talking about using the 25th Amendment to overthrow him. This is a coup that we're talking about. In my view, this impeachment effort, every time you hear the word impeachment, Holly, substitute the word coup, and you'll know what's at stake for our constitutional republic.
This is why we've got to fight back. I'm just furious about the whole impeachment thing. I think it's outrageous. They're trying to say that when we voted for Trump, that our votes aren't worthy. They know better than us. And when they say they know better than us, it's not about really knowing how to govern better. It's about fattening their wallets, whether it's Hillary Clinton and the Clinton Foundation or Joe Biden and helping his son.
It is. And, I remember the Clintons, we uncovered the Clinton Foundation pay-to-play operations in the various emails that we were able to uncover through Freedom of Information Act lawsuits and investigations that everyone else in Washington refused to do. We all knew what Hillary Clinton was up to at the State Department, and it was only Judicial Watch that asked the questions about her emails and what was going on with her conflicts of interest and the bill and the Clinton Foundation. It turns out she was getting money through her husband directly from foreign governments repeatedly at the State Department. So you give her husband gets $500,000 from a Russian government front company personally. That goes into her account just as much as his personal account. Nothing like it in American history.
Tom, I want to thank you for all the work that you're doing out there. How do people help you out? How do they get involved with Judicial Watch, and how do they spread the right information out there? I don't think anybody knew about this wiretap, about wearing a wire into the Oval Office.
Well, the information is available on our internet site at judicialwatch.org, and I encourage everyone to go and look at the documents themselves. They're quite astonishing. Spread the word, support our work at the website. We're on Facebook. We're on Twitter. I'm on Twitter at Tom Fitton, of course, Judicial Watch. So there's a lot going on.
All right. Well, thank you, Tom, for joining us. I really appreciate you taking time out of your busy day. Go file some more Freedom of Information Acts. We want all that info.
We never stop.
All right. Thank you, Tom. Look, there's been a lot of talk about that the information that the whistleblower put out there, that this has been out there for a while, and that it's now being brought up at the time that they believe that there's going to be some final results on the fake FISA warrants, where they went to the FISA courts and they got the warrant on bad information, and I'm hoping Comey's going to go down. And so is this all happening at the same time to drown out things like Rod Rosenstein saying that he was going to wear a wire into the Oval Office? Now, remember when Trump said that the Trump campaign was being spied on, and every liberal went nuts and said, oh, no, that wasn't happening. He's making stuff up. And it turns out it was true. I mean, where does Trump go to get an apology from all these people, and that they're just trying to stop his presidency at every single turn? We got through the Mueller report. We thought we finally got through it, the whole Russian hoax, and now we've got this Ukrainian hoax, and whereas they're holding Trump to this ultimate standard of read in between the lines, but Joe Biden says it on tape that he said, no, get rid of this prosecutor because he wanted to protect his son, and he was going to withhold aid if they didn't listen to him. And that there's nothing to see here, folks. Absolutely nothing to see here, folks. Taylor, is this just, are you going nuts with this, or is it just me? I
think you're letting it get to you. I'm just sitting back. I'm watching everything unfold, knowing that in the end it's going to be okay.
It's going to be okay. I hope it's going to be okay. But this is our government. This is our government, Taylor.
It's the government and it's the media working hand in hand. And I just read a great thing on Twitter saying, the media is taking secondhand information from this whistleblower as gospel, yet they're completely ignoring a sworn affidavit from the Ukrainian prosecutor who was fired at Biden's behest. This is insanity.
They're ignoring the tape of Joe Biden saying it.
Yeah.
They're ignoring the tape of it. This is the worst I think I've ever seen it in politics, Taylor. And I've been around doing this for a long time. And this is the newspapers are now so in bed with the Democrats. It's not funny. It's not humorous.
Well, we saw that today. Joe Biden sending a letter over the weekend to all these media outlets, how hand in hand they really are.
Yeah, it's okay. It's okay. Well, I'm Holly Robichaud, filling in for Howie Carr. We'll be right back after the short break.